A very good evening to everybody.
Good evening.
My name is Anant Kashibhatla and I help people to remember better. So that's what I do. That's what I have been doing for the last 21 years. So I just want to share a couple of success stories which I had with some of the participants. Alright? And later we'll see what I have to share so that you can go to the next level. In this 20 minutes time I'll try to do that. Yeah? So this guy Shashwat Satpathy, he's from Delhi. And I have trained him to become the world's youngest national memory champion. And he has participated in the World Memory Championship, where he has participated in 10 events, the 10 events which they'll be judging you on, and he got 4 gold, 4 silver, and 2 bronze. So that was the best performance which he got. And he has also been given an award by the then president as well. So this is one of the success stories which I had. So another success story I would like to share is with Mr. Clayton, because a lot of people here are startup as well, some of the people who are startup. So Clayton is also a startup company called Stay Apt. And this guy, because he's a startup, there are a lot of things to look around. A lot of things, funding, marketing, this, that, I mean, there are 200 things which are going on in the head. And he told me when he goes and sits in the office, the productive time was hardly 2 hours, because the mind is running everywhere. And I did some focus mastery sessions for him, and he himself says that his productivity has gone to 4 to 6 hours. At 8 o'clock in the evening, he is as fresh as he was in the morning, and he was able to deal things. So that's another success story. And the last one I'd like to share about is the students. Students do have difficulty. They spend a lot of time. And you know, the major challenge the students have, academic, like high school, even professional students, is a mismatch of the result and the effort. Everybody comes up and says the kind of effort which I put in, the results don't show up. Talk to any parent, they would say, my son is intelligent, he works hard, she works hard, but they don't get the result which they want. So that's where I plug in, give them some strategies, give them some best practices for learning. And I had back in Malaysia, I was living in Malaysia for about 12 years. Back in Malaysia, I have done programs in about 100 schools, and I have a lot of students who went from D to A1. Not because of me, because of their hard work, but they have been guided on what to be done. So this is all in a nutshell. So now let's talk about what's in it for you in the next probably 18 minutes. Now what I'd like to share is, let's identify what drains focus and also see what is basically distraction. People always come up and say, hey, I got distracted. And what you can do about it, what are your defense about distraction, and what are some little things which you can do on a daily basis which can make you align with the activity which you are dealing. So that's what the basic agenda which we have for the next 18 minutes or so. So this is what I want to start with. Every next level of your life will demand a new version of you. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
So every day you have to reinvent yourself to go to the next level. Now what has got you here is definitely not enough to go to the next level. So every day you have to invent yourself, and people always get stuck sometimes. Where do I start? So it may look like oversimplification, but I thought that there are 2 simple things which people can actually look at. Now one is perceptions. How do people perceive things? Because perceptions make a lot of difference. How you look at the things, how you look at yourself, that's going to make a lot of difference. Let's talk about in terms of memory and focus. If you come up and say, hey, you know what, trigonometry is difficult for me. That's how you perceive. And there are some people who come up and say, remembering names is difficult for me, but I can remember numbers. Some people say, I cannot remember directions. I can remember songs. Now it's all about perception. Now you are perceived. Now, one simple thing I want to tell you is, trigonometry is not difficult, numbers are not difficult, names are not difficult, it's just there. Now when I go to schools and ask, how many of you find trigonometry difficult? Hands go up. How many find geography difficult? Hands go up. How many of you feel, if you ask the executives, remembering names difficult? Hands go up. How many of you have absent-minded? Hands go up. But these are all things which are just there. It's about your perception that makes a lot of difference. If you look at it as it's difficult for me, that's how things appear to you. So first thing is change the perceptions. 2 is take actions. Now please don't get me wrong, when I say take action, I don't say that you have to take difficult action. You have to take action. Of course, there is no compensation for hard work. But however, there should not be and need not be struggle. Hard work must be there, but make sure the struggle is not there. And when you don't know how to get the struggle out, you need strategies, you need systems. So that's where we talk about. So is it okay to share a small demonstration with you all guys?
Yes.
Okay, great. So let me go back to my whiteboard here. Let's see, it comes up. Oops. Alright. So I would like you to call out some single digit numbers which come to your mind randomly. From 0 to 9. There's one, it is just for the font. So once you give a number, I'll change that. Or you can just keep the one there, no issues.
5,
Okay, 5, 7, 3, 9, 8, 4, 2, 6, 0. Just go on, you can repeat the numbers.
7,
Sorry, 7, 2, 3, 9, 4, 0, 8, 3, 2, 5, 6. Few more please. Just go on. 0, 7, 1, 4, 8, 9. Sorry? 5, 2, 9, 0. Few more. 0, 7, 3, 4, 1. Last line. 1, 3. 7, 2, 8, 4, 9, 6. 0,
7, 6.
2, 6. Thank you very much. That's all. That's what the screen takes about. Now let me ask you this question. How many of you, how much time do you think anyone would require to remember that number in the same order? This group is wonderful. You know why? A lot of times towards the evening, some people will be sleeping if they're tired. So a lot of times I have to tell a joke. And sometimes they're so sleepy that I have to tell them the joke is over. But this group is different. I'm asking a question and you're laughing. But anyway, jokes apart, if you have to remember this number, how long do you think you would require? Forever? Looks like a difficult task, but let me tell you one thing. It's not impossible. Maybe difficult, but not impossible. But what I would say is, if you can use some strategies, it's no big deal. So I got my stopwatch here. So I'm running a parallel timer for this particular exercise. What I'm going to do is I'll start the timer, and for me, I think I should not take more than 2.5 minutes. That's my target. 2.5 minutes or less, that's my target. So roughly, let's see how much time it goes on. So my time starts, and those of you have your timer, you can also time. So my time starts now. 2.5 minutes is my target. Let's check it out. So I'll just go there and look at the number for a while, and we'll try to get the number back. So it's 2 minutes 9 seconds. So what do you think in the last 2 minutes 9 seconds, do you think I was able to remember that number?
Yes.
Some say yes, thank you very much. Oh, you know that I know, thank you very much. So we'll go for the presentation, or you want me to check? Okay, fine. So the number is here, I'm not able to look at the number, so I'm standing here. I'll try to recall the number from 1 and go up to 6. I'll just try. Okay? Okay, the number goes something like this. 1, 5, 7, 3, 9, 8. Then you have a 6. Am I blocking you?
It's okay.
It's 4, not 6, sorry. It's a 4, 2, then a 6, then 0, then a 1, 7, 2, 3, 9, 4, 0, then you have 8, then a 3, then a 2, then you have 5, 6, 0, then you have a 7, then 1, 4, then you have is a 8, 9, then you have a 5, then you have a 2, 9, 0, 0, 7, 3, 4, then you have a 1, then you have a 1 again, 3, 7, 2, then you have a 8, 4, 9, 6, 0, and a 2 and a 6. Alright. Thank you. Alright. How many of you, thank you very much. How many of you think that I have ratified that number? As in crammed.
Robots have arrived.
Sorry?
Robots have arrived.
Okay, I'll try to recall the number one more time just to tell you that it is not automated stuff. But I'll just try, no guarantees given. But I'll try to recall the number in the reverse order. Wow. I'll try only. Okay, in the reverse order. So we start backwards. Okay, we start with a 6, then you have a 2, then you have a 0, then a 6, then a 9, then you have a 4 and 8 and a 2, 7, 3, 1, 1, then you have 4, then a 3, then a 7, then you have a 0, 0, then a 9 and a 2, and before that would be 5. Then a 9, then a 8, 4 and a 1, then you have a 7, 0, 6, 5, 2, then you have a 3, and before that would be 8, 0, then you have 4, and then you have is a 9, 3, 2, and before that would be a 7, 1, 0, 4, 6 and 2, 4. Okay, I think I missed out. It's a slip of tongue. Okay, we have a 0, then you have a 4. It's a 6. Sorry, it's a 6 and 2, and then you have a 4. Then you have a 8. Then 9, 3, 7, 5, 1. All right. Thank you very much. The major objective of this demonstration is to not to impress you. If you are impressed, thank you very much. If you are not, it's fine. And let me tell you something interesting. When you change your perception, when you take a different action, this is kind of results which anyone can produce. Memory is not just not in memory or in the mind, it's in any sphere. Be it business, be it whatever you're taking about, you change your vision, change actions, change the perception or not the vision, then you will get some results. So let me ask you this question very quickly. How many of you here find it difficult to focus? Few hands going up. Thank you very much. Okay, now I would like to show you some people for whom the focus comes very naturally. Alright? Do you think these guys focus?
Yes.
Practice. Okay, good. We'll KIV that for a while. Second one, do you think this guy focus? They're better focus, right? Okay, now these people, these two guys here and here, they actually can focus naturally, not because of practice. Okay, practice has definitely helped them. What else? If they are able to do it naturally, why not all of us able to focus as much as they are doing it? Fear? The life depends, exactly right. They are focusing because somebody's life is at stake. Now what I want to tell is, when things are significant, all of us naturally focus. Now what kind of significance you are attaching? Let's say for example, tomorrow you have to fill in your IT returns online and you've got 15 minutes left and nothing much has been done and you're frantically trying to key in. The phone is ringing. Would you even turn your head and look at it? It's significant task. You're not talking about practice there. Of course, practice does help, but the kind of significance you attach, that determines what kind of focus you have in life. The most important thing you have to identify is if the focus is getting drained. Now, you should identify the leaks. So, and there's a very good saying, a small leak can sink a great ship. Benjamin Franklin has said it. Titanic has shown it. I don't know which one has done first, which was the first one, but anyway. So this is what actually happens with focus as well. There are small little things which actually drain your focus. Any ideas what could be draining your focus? Mobile? WhatsApp? What else? Alright, so let me give you some of my ideas which drain the focus. So please be aware of this. The moment you are aware, you can actually start. You may not be able to entirely plug the leak, but at least you know, hey, this is where it's going. So you can do some action. You have a provision to choose to take an action if you are aware. So that's the major objective here. The first one is mindless browsing. I'm not saying browsing. Browsing is okay. Mindless browsing. What's the difference between browsing and mindless browsing? Any idea?
Browsing without any specific objective.
Absolutely. Mindless browsing is just browsing. You just open this site, there goes one link. You know that you're not going to buy that watch. You still look at the features, look at the thing, you compare prices, right? You know you're not going to get into that car, but you will see what are the specifications of that. I'm not saying having a dream is okay, that it is must, but please do browsing which is relevant. Now you know there are a lot of people, I was one of them, where I eat not because I was hungry, I eat because it was available. Can you relate to that? A lot of people do that. And that is what exactly happening with browsing. People browse because it's available. If you can start browsing on a needy basis, you will be surprised that your mental energy is saved so much. Because everything gets into your head, your mind will contemplate, think about it, visualize it, make some decision to buy, not to buy, to compare, and a lot of mental energy goes off. So please don't get into mindless browsing. That's one of the major the technology which has created for use, but we are using for a negative purpose. The second one, I am sure you do this a lot. For no reason, people will start scrolling. And thanks to the next one, autoplay, people say that 5 minutes Facebook देखेंगे and you never know how 1 hour 40 minutes has passed. Did it ever happen to you? Because it was available, we are consuming. Now I'm not saying Facebook is bad. I'm just saying mindlessly just getting through every message, everything is definitely making your focus to drain. Please remember your focus is not like an Energizer bunny. It's not unlimited energy there. You have limited energy, so wisely choose. If you have $100 with you, do you throw money on everything? If you got only $100 with you, you will only buy the things which are required for you. So your focus is a limited commodity. Please don't assume that it's unlimited. Now that's the biggest mistake which people do. The next one is clutter. Now clutter is basically, when it can be clutter on the table, clutter in the cupboard, in your wardrobe, in your shoe rack. It doesn't matter. Wherever there is clutter, your mind has to do extra work to get what you want. The more you are organized, the lesser mental energy you're spending out. Energy saved is energy generated, as simple as that. So that's about the clutter. And clutter need not just mean physical things. It is also the mental clutter, the old ideas, the toxic relationships. Anything which is not good for your current self, try to eliminate that and try to minimize it. So that's what helps. So one thing which we can do is, we have to train our focus. Now that's an option which you have, is to train the focus. Now how do we train focus? Now let's see what are the raw materials which are focus. So I have identified a couple of things which I call as raw materials. The first one is the willpower. Your focus very badly depends on willpower, and unfortunately in the today's generation it's lost. Please claim it back. If you have no willpower, forget about focusing on a higher level. It is just not going to happen. Willpower is something which is very, very critical. The second one is goals. Because unless you have goals, you can't actually make a move. And if you don't have a purpose, the world is designed in such a way that everything is inviting your attention. If you don't have something to do, you'll always come and say, this results it, why nobody is sitting here? Now why the mic is making noise? You want to know everything. But you've got some agenda for you, all those things will fall out of your system. So that's one other thing. And having goals is not good enough. Have a strong why. The why is what is going to propel your focus like magic. The why is very, very crucial. So you figure out your why in focus, in memory, in business, in life, in relationship. When you have the why, you will be focused in that area. So let's talk about distraction. So I'll just take a couple of minutes and finish it off. Now people talk about distraction, I got distracted. So can anyone share what is a distraction very quickly?
Deviation from core thought.
Oh, that's very good. Anything else? Shifting focus. Okay, great. Now distraction is something that splits your attention from the activity which you are intending to do. Is that okay? That's what the dictionary meaning says. I am talking to you, that's my intention. The phone is going on its glory, it's buzzing. So if that splits my attention from the activity which I'm intending to, this is termed as distraction. Is it okay? Is it okay with everybody? Okay, thank you very much. If that definition is okay for you, nobody on the planet, including yourself, can help you to overcome distractions. You know why? Because if you agree that as a distraction, as a definition of a distraction, you're putting yourself away from it, first part. And second part, unwittingly or very innocently, you're telling to yourself and other people, I am better than Gautama Buddha. Somebody open the door, what can I do? I am better than Vivekananda, but the phone is disturbing me. So you're putting the responsibility on something which you don't have control on. It's very disempowering. So if you want to take charge of your things, the simple thing which you have to do is consider this as a definition for distraction. It's a response to a happening. Now the moment you have this as a theme for distraction or a meaning for distraction, suddenly something happens, you will have a choice. Somebody walks in here, I have a choice to respond or not to respond. If I don't respond, it's not happening in my world. As simple as that. So distraction is always yours. So one slide I would like to show you here. This slide will tell you all about focus which is there. The guy Messi, when he's playing there, 1 lakh people in the audience, is he distracted? It's not about practice, it's not about the patriotism, it's not about playing for the country, it's about the choice. He did not choose to get distracted. And look at the photographer. When he has actually tried to photograph this guy Messi playing with the ball, have you seen that everything else will fall out? This is what exactly happens in life. If you focus on something intensely, rest of the things actually doesn't happen in your world anymore. So that's where if you can have a definition for distraction, the right definition, it will empower you to do better things in life. So very quickly, tools of focus. Now if you're on Facebook, LinkedIn or Twitter, you're at least one of them, go and look for hashtag focus mantra. These are some of the things which I have written personally. It's not copy paste, there are about 40-50 of them. So one-liners, they will definitely give you some insights into focus and how you can take care. Second one, please beware of obvious distractions. I have a student from Qatar. She tells me that, I was reading online and I got a word which I did not know the meaning. So I went into dictionary.com and read the meaning. Something else happened, some other link, and 3 a.m. she was wondering why she was watching a Bollywood movie. Everybody, it happens with everybody, right? The obvious thing is when you know that when internet is on, you get distracted, why don't you switch it off? People have lost the willpower. People who watch TV, how many of you watch TV? I don't watch TV. For the last so many years, I have not been watching TV. I don't recommend that. That's my personal choice. People who watch TV, they say, yeah, what kind of programs are they showing? They'll still watch. Switch it off. And they don't like it, just change the channels. यहाँ भी दिखा रहे हैं, पागल हो गए लोग. And why are you watching it? Okay. The next one is pause. Now pause is a very powerful thing. Do not react, respond. Now when something happens, just give yourself a small pause. Now the pause what it will do is, it will bring back you to the real life. Now what I mean by real life, how many times it has happened to you that you are having conversation with your friend in an office table and you are having coffee and you drink, you talk and suddenly you look at the coffee, खत्म हो गया, पता ही नहीं चला. Happened, right? And people travel 15 kilometers to the office and say, pata hi nahi chala. Okay, if it's US or Dubai where, pedal the car 20 miles or on, I can understand. In India, we have something called COW, cow. Don't know from where it comes up suddenly. But you still say, pata hi nahi chala. Because you are not aware of what's happening. You're doing things in an unaware level. So the moment you give a pause, that it will help you to come back to the personal level right now, right here, and will give you a choice to take some action. So pause and reflect for a moment. Then stop instant reply. Do not give an instant reply to anyone on the mobile. Now why? One, your willpower goes higher. The phone buzzes, but you don't want to see it. That's a small exercise which can help you in willpower. Second thing, it will help you train to tell you that the world is not going to end in the next 5 minutes. If it ends, fantastic. What else can you ask for? You don't have to do anything else. But if it doesn't end 5 minutes, 1 hour, 2 days, doesn't matter, you can always catch up. Now what you're doing is primary. What is buzzing, it goes on. Just focus on what you are doing. So reflect, take time to reflect. The people who can reflect at the end of the day will become better the next day, and the next day, and the Kaizen is put in place. Every day there will be improvement, because once they're aware, they'll be able to make some progress. Otherwise it's like people are not even aware of the mistakes what they're doing. If I'm not even aware of something, how can I grow? How can I rectify it? So reflection will help. The last one I would say is meditation. That goes a long way. And meditation has nothing to do with religion. Nothing. Okay, there may be religious ways of meditating. Please don't switch off yourself saying meditation is religious and I'm not religious. So simple way to start meditation is to observe your breath. That's what Gautama Buddha did. Observe the breaths. Breath going in, coming out, and just be a witness to it. Just by observing the breath, that's all about it. And I'm sure no religion talks about don't breathe. Alright? So it's fine to meditate and fine to observe your breath, and that gives you a lot of willpower, because observing the breath is one of the most difficult things which you can ever do in life. 2 minutes, you're out. No drama, no complaints, just come back. Again, 2 minutes, you're out. Then come back again. Now that's how you can improve your focus, consistency, and also your willpower, which will calm your mind. There are 101 other things which helps in, which are benefits of meditation. But the major thing is, it will calm you down, it will help you focus. So that's what I thought I can share in this short time. Thank you, timer, for giving me some extra time.
Another company makes films and we do photography. So focus is very, very important, trust me.
Yes.
But in the camera there is a lot of focus important, so that helps. But trust me, he's talking about the manual focus, and it is very, very difficult. So any questions out there? I'm sure there are lots of questions, so please, hands, and the mic is right here. Raise your hands higher.
Anant, thanks so much. That was very insightful.
Thank you.
Your third point basically was, focus was why.
Yep.
Just elaborate on that.
Alright, cool. So what I mean by why is, let's say for example, I'm just giving an example. I want to earn, say, 10 lakh rupees. I'm just giving an example. Now that's a very good goal to have, unless I have a clear-cut idea of why I want to earn the 10 lakhs. I will not be motivated enough to take steps. Because when the why is not very, very strong, it's just a wish. When you have the why stronger, it will actually, make you go far on the path. So that's how I look at it.
Hi, wonderful speech. I loved everything you said. I'm a leadership trainer, and the problem I have is that my own kids don't listen to me. A parent of 2 teenagers, my son is 17, daughter is 15, and I keep trying to tell the older one, look, you can't listen to music and study. Give me a couple of lines I can go tell them today and grab it by the throat and say, look, I heard it from a pro. He's
wait.
You guys are wrong.
I'll tell you, very interesting. And this is a common question which I always have from the kids also. Why not I listen to music and solve? Why not I watch TV and do this? So I just ask them, okay, how many of you can do that? Can you actually go into their world and say, how many of you here can watch TV and do maths at the same time? Yeah, I can do that. How about music and doing something at the same time? Yeah, I can do that. So I would say, how many of you would recommend me to a doctor who is actually checking Facebook messages when he's performing a surgery? How many champions do you see in the world? Or maybe Sachin Tendulkar, if he's a cricket fan, I'll say, did you ever see Sachin Tendulkar with a mobile phone on the pitch? Did you ever see Lata Mangeshkar saying in the studio room, okay, agla ek song hai, main wapas aa raha hu? If you are doing multiple tasks at the same time, you will never be a professional. Now that's what I tell the kids. Okay, and that's why everybody actually.
And
Alright.
Which meditation?
Any meditation is good, but the simplest one is breath. And if you find it difficult, find your hobby. Be it gardening, be it jogging, hobby, something which is productive, and that is also meditative.
There must be some timing, like how much time we should meditate, so it will help much.
No, anytime you meditate, it will help.
Time and duration, like
See, these are all very technical. You can actually get there, but a simple, my own knowledge, what I say is, even at 4 o'clock in the evening you meditate, you will still get benefit. If you cannot wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the evening you meditate, doesn't matter. So that's what I'm saying. There's no wrong way of doing the right thing. And you'll never ever get a negative result by meditating at any point of time. So just do it. 10 minutes a day to start with, 5 minutes a day is good enough to start with.
Like transcendental meditation is the like scientifically proved.
Yeah, I mean there are 100 ways you can choose anyone. There are a lot of ways. Hundreds of ways actually. And everyone is good. Yeah. So maybe last question? Yes.
Last two questions, Vijay, he's going to go first.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
There was a slide by the name of stop.
okay.
I think which you do not elaborate it on.
So it said stop, so I stopped.
That's my warning cycle.
Okay, maybe off the line because it takes a while.
You have made this workshop for that. That's where he makes the money.
I think probably it was one of the things that you should not do. I think he elaborated.
Okay, is it okay to take 1 minute?
We have just one question after that, Vijay.
Okay, anyway, stop is a very powerful tool to align back with your focus instantly. Now, when people lose focus, sometimes it's, people are not even aware that they have lost focus. After 2 hours, you realize that you are doing something which you are not supposed to be doing. Whenever you get realized, a lot of people what they do is, they always say, "Kyun hua mere saath mein kyun hua aisa? Why it happens? What can I do?" And all this. Stop everything. Simply, when you are deviating and you are aware that you are deviated, simply stop. There's a very good saying which goes something like, when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. Right? So, when you find yourself going outside, stop there. Don't do any drama, no emotion, no nothing. Just stop. The next one, take few deep breaths. When you do deep breath consciously, in and out, couple of times, you'll be amazed. The audio and video which is running in the head will stop immediately. So the energy will be back. The 200 thoughts which are running in the head will be cut off. And the third one is observe. Observe the purpose which you are sitting here. Okay, I'm sitting here to make a teacher's manual. Observe the purpose. Think about the purpose. And that will give the direction to the energy. And proceed is then take action. And do it 100 times, you will get deviated 100 times. But what happens is when you do stop over and over, you stop getting distracted. When you are on a task which you have intended. Alright? Alright. Thank you very much.